Paul, I think you got your top story tomorrow on the Paul Feinbaum Show. I'm pretty sure you can dig into this one. We'll be listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Zubin. My pleasure. Thank you, Zubin. My pleasure.
What to watch for? The PK80's been so good. We're hoping for a PK81, a PK82. Right? Right.
No doubt.
Look at these semifinals, or the championship games, I should say, in two different brackets. 8:30, 10:30 Eastern time, coming up right after us. Talk about it.
What's up, guys? I'm happy that our bosses don't read Twitter.
You got to be feeling good. You got into basketball, not football, the way things are going.
No doubt about it. How crazy is that?
It is crazy. Let's talk about these semifinals. I keep saying that. These finals coming up here. North Carolina, the reigning national champions. The reigning national champions. They'll be taking on a stiff test here. Who is the guy they keep an eye on against Michigan State?
Well, think about this. This guy was a recruited walk-on. He paid his own way the first year. Luke May is averaging 21 points a game, 10 rebounds, shooting over 40% from the three. He's one of the best power forwards in the country. And this is how he does it. Watch here. This is just a typical North Carolina break. This guy is so good. This Carolina perimeter team is so good. You got to guard Kenny Williams there. They do a nice job of sealing right down here. So on the ball reversal here, Luke May has the ability at 6'9" to just take it, drive it a gap, and make a play. I mean, this is a recruited walk-on, 21 points a game. Puts it on the ground, bam, gets to the front of the rim, finishes. Same type of fast break. This is a typical North Carolina secondary break. They're going to get the ball reversed, and then they're going to set a little back screen for Luke May, and he's going to end up setting a cross screen. This is the versatility and what makes Luke May so difficult to play against. On this cross screen, usually they're looking for this guy to step up. But what do they do now? On the reversal, they're going to set a down screen for Luke May right here. He's coming off of that down screen, and he just knocks down a three. That's 6'9". As my man Jay Will would say, that looks like Kevin Love right there.
Wow, that's high praise.
That is a tough matchup right there.
Luke May hit one of the biggest shots of last year's NCAA tournament. So who should we be watching out for on the Spartan side?
I think the big thing is the matchup. Miles Bridges, Theo Pinson. Theo Pinson, one of the best defenders in all of college basketball. Bridges, explosive. Now, he's playing on a bum ankle, but, you know, Bridges is a guy who can make very special plays. He runs the floor. He finishes at the rim. He's also shooting the ball to the three-point line. The other thing is defensive transition. The team that wins a transition game will win this game. And Nick Ward has been an absolute load on the low block. He's either going to have to make Luke May or one of those young front court players for North Carolina defend. And then Michigan State must take care of the basketball. They're turning over 20% of their possessions. Wow. Carolina's putting great pressure on the ball. They're up in passing lanes. Cassius Winston's got to take care of the ball and make good decisions. Coming off a huge game. He had 25 the other day, shooting the ball with range. But when he gets in the lane, he's got to make the right decision. Michigan State take care of the basketball, rebound the ball. This is a championship game. I'm not talking about PK80. I'm talking about national championship.
Sign us up for that. And they look like, Michigan State looks like an NBA team. They're kids, but they're just huge.
How about the next game? Florida and Duke. Are you kidding me?
What a fun day. What a fun night.
Both tonight on ESPN. Joel Berry back from the hand injury. Kenny Williams has been playing outstanding as well. Coach talked to you about Luke May. Coming up as soon as we're done from Portland. And then after they're done, it's Duke and Florida. Coach will be at the half of both games. We'll look forward to your analysis then. We're back to taking a tip after this with the MOP. MOP.
Every time 4 o'clock is close enough to 5, a Corona gets its lime. Every time vacation mode doesn't need to wait for a vacation day, a Corona gets its lime. Every time the band goes on, and every time you take it all in. Or every time you say, wow, a Corona gets its lime. And every time you take those off, and you decide it's time to turn off, a Corona gets its lime.
We've come a long, long way together, through the hard times and the good. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should.
On
and instantly restore weathered, sun-damaged vehicles. Just one wipe will keep your vehicle looking like new for years to come. Nothing else compares in ease, durability, and staying power. Wipe New's groundbreaking formula outperforms traditional brands and has created a new standard that cannot be duplicated. Wipe New Headlight will instantly repair foggy, discolored headlights and keep them looking brand new. Rust-Oleum Wipe New products are guaranteed and available at fine retailers.
Polo Blue, Eau de Parfum. Experience the intensity. Polo Blue, Eau de Parfum, a men's fragrance by Ralph Lauren.
I won this 55-inch TV for less than $30 on DealDash.com.
I got this $1,200 computer for $100.79.
These aren't actors, they're real people who got real savings at DealDash.com, the fair and honest bidding site. At DealDash.com, you can save up to 99%, but hurry, everything must go.
And shipping is always free.
Visit DealDash.com and start bidding today.
Look, isn't that Frank Thomas?
Oh, the big herds.
More like the big hunk. Wow, Frank Thomas.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. You look like you could still be playing. That's what I said.
Well, I am feeling stronger and leaner.
So, Frank, what's your secret?
I discovered Nugenics.
I wish my husband did.
It's easy. Just send the text.
If you're a guy over 40, text 321321 and enter the word AWD to get a complimentary bottle of award-winning Nugenics, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Nugenics is a unique man-boosting formula powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help boost your free testosterone levels, to help you feel stronger, leaner, with more energy and drive, more passion too.
Here, try a bottle. And trust me, she'll like it too.
Text 321321 and enter AWD to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenics. Samples are not available in stores, so text 321321 and enter AWE.
The finale of Week 12 comes tomorrow on ESPN. The Texans and Ravens from Baltimore at 8:15 Eastern. Coverage on ESPN with Monday Night Countdown at 6 Eastern.
If you want to see Shania Twain on the halftime from the Grey Cup on ESPN2, it's too late. It was spectacular, but the second half's still going on. ESPN Newsread, Get Sports Day with Doug Kazarian. College hoops right here.
PK 80, here comes the Tar Heels and the Spartans. Good night.
You're watching ESPN's Feast Week, presented by Lowe's.
Start to the college basketball season.
Hey, get your popcorn. You know what time it is. Game time. Let's get it. Woo!
We're just having the time of our life in this building.
4 teams, 2 games. PK 80, baby.
Oh, stop it.
Yo, Phil Knight. It's your birthday.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hello. Gotta be the shoe. Oh, my. It's Mr. Winston's show right now.
Wallace. Shot callers.
Florida in the championship.
Make a wish. Make a wish. 80 cents lit for the PK 80. Just do it, y'all. The PK 80. Just do it, y'all.
It's the PK80 presented by State Farm, and it is the championship game of the victory bracket. Number 9, North Carolina against number 4, Michigan State, the first of two championship games at the Moda Center tonight at the PK80. Coming up later, it'll be Duke against Florida. Look at the victory bracket. North Carolina, a win over Arkansas on Friday to get to this championship game, while Michigan State ran past UConn. So it's the Tar Heels and the Spartans meeting in the victory bracket championship. The motion bracket coming up later. Number 1 Duke against number 7 Florida. Welcome inside the Moda Center along with the Hall of Famer Phil Walton. I'm Roxy Bernstein, and we have a tremendous matchup for you this championship game. North Carolina, Michigan State. Phil, an unbelievable weekend of basketball here in Portland.
Roxy, championship day is what we all live for. The build-up has been better than perfect, and we're all so fortunate that none of the volcanoes have erupted to disrupt this incredible ceremony that's about to take place. So we've all come inside right now. The explosion is going to happen, and we're so fortunate because we've got incredible players, teams, coaches, athletic directors, and it's going to start in the backcourt for both of these squads. For Michigan State, they've got Cash Winston, who's absolutely spectacular. This guy went wild on Friday night and just had a remarkable game. His game against UConn was nothing short of spectacular. Penetration, finishing at the rim. Step back jumpers. Completely blew open a game that was tied at the half and turned it into a laugher. And then on the other side for North Carolina, you've got Joel Berry, who is just such a special player in every aspect, not a statistical phenom, not an athletic gift from the gods, but a mental, a spiritual, a disciplined, focused leader who plays only to win, and he's got defense, everything going for this young man who's not so young anymore, now a junior in his third year for Roy Williams and the Tar Heels. What he has done statistically has just been spectacular, and he represents all that's good in basketball in terms of growth, development, maturity, leadership, playing for the greater good of the team. He's not alone. They got tons of guys out there. You got Garrison Brooks, Sterling Manning, Kenny Williams. It's an endless list for the defending champions.
Well, joining us tonight, Jeff Goodman working with us as well. And Jeff, an update on Miles Bridges, who's starting tonight for Michigan State.
Miles Bridges didn't play in the first game, came off the bench in the second game. He will start tonight. He told me yesterday that he's probably at about a 90%, and the most difficult thing for him tonight to watch will be how he stays in front of North Carolina's athletic players on the defensive end.
Well, Jeff, he sprained his ankle against Stony Brook their last game before coming to Portland. And as Jeff pointed out, didn't play in their opener, which was a win here on Thursday against DePaul, and returned off the bench in their win Friday.
And Jaren Jackson gets the opening tip. What a diamond in the rough.
So we're ready for our Sonic blockbuster matchup between number 9 North Carolina and number 4 Michigan State, the first of 2 championship games. Here tonight, still to come, Duke and Florida in the motion bracket title game.
Luke May on the floor early, Joel Berry in transition.
Theo pimps into the basket, and it's Carolina that's on the board first.
During the break, Roxy, I did hear from Ben and Jerry. They're willing to look at the new Joel Berry flavor.
It's nice when you have that connection that you can just get stuff done, isn't it?
Competitive greatness. Be at your best when your best is needed. And that's right now. The championship. These Tar Heels have been there before. Tom Izzo has never beaten Roy Williams, while Roy has been the head coach at North Carolina.
A travel called against Garrison Brooks.
And the challenge is going to be for the Spartans to come up with that physical impact control. Of the game. North Carolina has more players. They have taller players, with the exception of Jaren Jackson. But if Michigan State can control the tempo, if they can control the boards, if they can pound it inside, if they can stay out of foul trouble and not expose the fact that they don't have as many players as Roy Williams, foul trouble, and not expose the fact that they don't have as many players as Roy Williams, then they've got a real chance.
Nick Ward goes over the back, a foul on Michigan State. As the all-time meetings, North Carolina's won 12 of the 15 matchups between these two programs, including each of the last 7, as Tom Izzo and Michigan State lost to North Carolina in the national title game back in 2009.
If I'm North Carolina, I want to make this just the fastest game possible. They don't have the strength or the power or the physical maturity.
Miles Bridges missing the 3 on the push. Here comes North Carolina, Kenny Williams. And he left it short. Winston counters.
Right here. Beautiful push to Langford.
And Michigan State is on the board. Joshua Langford hits a three.
And right back up the backs of the Spartans.
State is on the board. Joshua Langford hits a three.
And right back up the backs of the Spartans. Joel Berry always pushing that ball, but the sense of pace, which really comes from his dad, the former player himself. Joel Berry's dad, who's Joel Berry won, but here's Cash Winston pushing that ball, and with Langford finding that line, they get that kind of shot, Tom Izzo's going to take it. But if I'm Tom Izzo, I want to get to the free throw line today. Offensive foul on the screen out of bounds. And your screener, just stay set. You don't have to move. It's the guy who's receiving the screen. It's his responsibility to make your screener, just stay set. You don't have to move. It's the guy who's receiving the screen. It's his responsibility to make that screen an effective one.
It's on Kenny Williams. Cassius Winston brings it up for Michigan State. The Spartans at 4-1, North Carolina 5-0.
Incredible crowd here tonight at the Moda Center. Celebrities lining the court here.
And a turnover by the Spartans. Here comes Theo Pinson.
Nice pass.
Drops it off to Joel Berry, and the follow by Pinson.
Theo Pinson, the emotional leader of this team. Theo Pinson, who's just suffered through a series of nagging stress injuries to his feet over the course of his career at Chapel Hill. Beautiful pass there by Bridges.
Miles Bridges from the top.
Who's going to be the first guy to haul the loose balls today? The sense of anticipation that really defines Phil Knight's business career.
Rebound by Nick Ward, a tough shot from Luke May.
Phil and his wife Penny sitting courtside here.
Joshua Langford with 5 and the Spartans 8. And they're up 4.
The row here is basically called Nike row. Senior executives across the board. Eric Lachenbach, Lynn Merritt. They're all here looking for George Ravelo's signal.
Outstanding defense from Miles Bridges. Shot clock inside 10 for the Tar Heels. Deep three from May. And the rebound, Miles Bridges at Michigan State.
When you're up against a shot clock, drive it to somebody else's defensive man so he can get a better look, not have to recreate himself. Allen inside. Give it to Nick Ward down there.
Winston loses the handle. Kicked out of bounds. It's a North Carolina basketball.
Come on, I want to find out if for Michigan State if anybody can guard Nick Ward and Miles Bridges. Jared Jackson down low.
Exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by State Farm. Talk to an agent today. 800 State Farm, and in part by One and All from Nike Basketball.
Goodbyes are never easy, but when you're born to assist, you can't close one door without first opening another.
You found me a new State Farm agent? Think of it. That's my last assist. I miss you, man.
I just got my cashback match. Is this for real? Yeah. We match all the cashback new card members earn at the end of their first year automatically.
Whoa, I got my money.
Hard to contain yourself, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Let it go. Woo.
Get a dollar-for-dollar match at the end of your first year, only from Discover. This is not another 18-blade razor, because this is one blade from Philips Norelco. A blade for beards and stubble. Shape and shave any length, and be your best you with one blade from Philips Norelco. Innovation in you. Philips Norelco.
2017 MLS Cup Playoffs, Thursday on ESPN.
You're watching ESPN Sonic Blockbuster, North Carolina, Michigan State championship game of the victory bracket at the PK 80 at the Moda Center in Portland, Oregon, as we take a look at our Sonic Blockbuster and the sixth meeting between these two schools, Bill, when both are ranked in the top 10.
UNC, very good at pounding it inside, over the top, depth, talent, size, length. Michigan, outstanding on the defensive end in shutting down the other team's offense in the paint. Roy Williams, a Hall of Famer. Oh my gosh, what a run. Trying for his third straight Final Four. Only been done once before in the history of UNC basketball. That was in 67, 68, 69. All three championships won by Kareem at UCLA.
Score is now 7-4. During the timeout, they reviewed a 3 from Miles Bridges. It was ruled a 3 on the floor, but during the timeout, it's corrected. It was a 2. 7-4, Michigan State.
Roy Williams substituting again. Stepped out of bounds, Joel Berry. A sense of where you are.
North Carolina with wins here over Portland as they put up a season-high 102 points here on Thursday, which was the first game of this PK 80. And then on Friday, just steps away at Big Glass Palace, Memorial Coliseum, they dispatched Arkansas 87-68 in a huge game for Luke May.
Nice to see Miles Bridges moving so fluidly and effortlessly. Missed so much time already with that sprained ankle.
And a foul as Kenny Williams fouled from behind, look over the line. Tum-Tum narrowed the game for Michigan State. Also checking in is Gavin Schilling for the Spartans. Well, for North Carolina, Sterling Manley comes in, so does Brandon Robinson.
Tum-Tum, the emotional leader for Tom Izzo. A senior on a team filled with sophomores and freshmen. So did you have the chance to read the Sports Illustrated cover story on Miles Bridges?
I have not read it, actually.
Really? Thought you might prepare.
I did some reading to prepare, I just didn't happen to read that article.
He's only the cover boy for college basketball this year. Excuse me.
He's certainly one of them.
Well, we're gonna find out tonight. Schilling inside. Like the story for Schilling. Born in Germany, raised in France.
Steal by Joel Berry. Shot by Jared Jackson Jr.
That's the kind of play that will turn this game around in a heartbeat. Beautiful play, Jared Jackson.
Matt McQuaid from the corner.
Matt McQuaid did not play on Friday.
Hit 20, a career high against DePaul on Thursday, making 6 threes.
Then yesterday on the bench.
Joel Berry tries to turn the corner to foul the floor against Michigan State, their third team foul.
When Joel Berry makes this play, he'll learn over time. You can't come all the way underneath the basket to jump up. Think of Duquesne's great player, Norm Nixon, Gonzaga's great player, John Stockton. The best I ever saw at that play was take off from just inside the foul line and lean out and shoot it up as opposed to coming underneath and jumping up.
And Carter checks in for Michigan State, and a travel of Theo Pinson. Also in for North Carolina, Andrew Platek. Good outside shooter, the freshman. Six turnovers now for North Carolina.
Who will guard the advance of the ball for Michigan State? Because North Carolina, you don't want to wear Joel Berry out, but they have so many other guards who can just get up on the dribbler and just make him turn his back and take time off the clock.
Joshua Langford attacking now as 7 of the 12 for Michigan State. Reminder that Ocean Bracket Championship coming up next between number 1 Duke and number 7 Florida.
Heat check there. The offense looks discombobulated for the Tar Heels.
They're struggling. Just 2 of 10 shooting the ball, North Carolina. And with 6 turnovers. It's been a rough go of it for Roy Williams. They did get off to a slow start in their win against Arkansas on Friday before they settled in and then ran past the Razorbacks.
The Tar Heels have not been tested here. And this is an incredible era of college basketball when you have so many non-conference games between the premier schools. North Carolina, one of the teams that's legendary in a historical sense and in a current sense as well. Beautiful pass. Ben Carter.
Gavin Schilling lays it in. 14-6, Michigan State.
And with so many substitutes for the Tar Heels, North Carolina's having a ton of trouble getting any sort of rhythm. Beautiful back cut. Don't take that ball.
And off the window, Andrew Clayton. It's a 7-0 Michigan State run.
When your game is quickness, don't take it away.
Clayton again makes it happen on the defensive end. And the charge on Joshua Langford.
There's a nice tall screen up there that you bring in the fill guy on the high post and just dump it right inside. The high-low interchange, unstoppable if you execute. And Ben Carter can execute. There's a nice tall screen up there that you bring in the fill guy on the high post and just dump it right inside. The high-low interchange, unstoppable if you execute. And Ben Carter can execute. Grew up in Las Vegas, started in Oregon, transferred to UNC, had a solid career. 2 injuries, though, to that knee have really slowed things down. Great family guy from Las Vegas.
Granted a 6th year by the NCAA because it seasons lost to injury.
That's the most years ever played by a guy in NCAA basketball.
I'm going to guess 6 years. It's hard to get more than that. It's hard to get 6 years, and an offensive foul for posting up inside off the ball. That's 2 on Jaren Jackson.
So then try to figure this out. Riddle me this. You got Josh Langford, a guard for Tom Izzo. How many years did you go to high school?
4.
Okay. So he was 5 times state high school player of the year in Alabama. 5 times. Once when he was in 8th grade.
So he played high school ball when he was in 8th grade?
That's what I'm told. I wasn't there. 5 times state high school player of the year in Alabama. 5 times. Once when he was in 8th grade.
So he played high school ball when he was in 8th grade?
That's what I'm told. I wasn't there. I've been to Huntsville, but I wasn't there for his 8th grade year.
Spinning is Theo Pinson across the key. 6 for Pinson.
When you take Jaren Jackson out of the game, North Carolina should be building a hoop every single time.
McQuaid from the corner, the offensive rebound, Nick Ward.
Because as good as Nick Ward and Miles Bridges are, they're not going to get in the air to block shots.
Ward again on the glass.
Beautiful.
Rattles out, but Ward to the line for the Spartans.
The story of Nike, pursuit of excellence, persistence, perfection.
Coming up, another installment. It's Walton's World. We're in your town, Bill. We're in Portland.
I love Portland. I love donuts. Voodoo time. Here we go.
Dante, what are you looking at?
Give me the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What I use in a battle for the line. Hit it hard like it's supposed. Born up post.
Dante, what are you looking at?
Give me the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What I use in a battle for the line. Hit it hard like it's supposed. Born up post to the nose like a go else and I'm ripping up stones. Now what I use in a battle for the line. Hit it now. What I use in a battle for the line. Hit it hard like it's supposed.
这老头子在干啥呢？你这到底你这是在学习还是在？你这是干啥？What are you doing here?